What's going on, everyone? We're going to talk about Tesla, my beloved stock that I love to trade. I think it's probably up until, 2023 was probably the best trading stock out there in the NASDAQ 100. I think NVIDIA has dethroned Tesla as far as a really, really good trader. Now, that doesn't mean that I do not trade Tesla anymore. In fact, I took a short position on Tesla today. I also took a swing position on Tesla overnight into today. Both of those positions were short. The only thing that I'm having a little bit of a problem with here is that, for whatever reason, and again, I don't need to get into the fundamentals on the numbers and Elon and, what Tesla's doing, this, that, and the other deliveries and all this other stuff. We can leave the fundamentals to the fundamental guys. I'm just speaking purely on a technical basis. The stock can't get out of its own way. Okay. So we're trading well below supply. And what does that mean? We're below its daily 50-day moving average, bearish. We are below the 200-day moving average, bearish. This stock cannot fill the gap from the earnings decline back in January. So if we kind of look at where we stand, had a little bit of a gap down today, came back down to this lower Bollinger Band, and we are sitting on this old trend line that I've had drawn on my screen, and that's this line here, this white line, and I'll kind of go over it here. That's this line here that I've had on my chart for over a year. So as you can see, as we came down into this Bollinger Band here, we started to get a little bit of buying pressure starting to push up higher. Now, previously, before, on January the 25th, we put in a low. On February the 5th, we've put in a low. We've put in a low on February the 13th. We've also put in a low yesterday and today. This is acting as a little bit of a double, triple bottom here. So, excuse me. With that being said, what I would look for here on Tesla, if Tesla is going to be in serious trouble, any type of gap up or bounce from here that starts to get rejected at this 195 price point and starts to fade and lose today's lows, look out. We've got a lot of room down. Actually, if I look at this weekly time frame, okay, so if I pull up this weekly chart, I want to show you guys something here. Here's this trend line that I've drawn, but going all the way back here to January the 22nd, you can see essentially we've been holding these floors and we're right here. So if we start to confirm this week's lows next week, now today is March the 5th, so keep an eye on the date and the calendar, is depending on when you're watching this video. But if we start to lose these lows next week, we could have serious problems where I can see Tesla absolutely washing out, into low prices of 150s and, sub 150s, 140s, 130s. It can get very aggressive. Now, do I believe that it's going to happen? The market has taught me a lot over the 10 years that I've been trading. And what the market has taught me is there is two sides to every trade. So as much as it looks like this chart wants to roll over and die and hit sub 150s, there are other people who are looking at this as a perfect bounce opportunity. Who is going to come out victorious, the buyers or the sellers, is yet to be determined. So what I do in these particular situations is I have an open mind and I have both sides to trade. I'm not opposed of going short. I'm not opposed of going long. If next week we really start to confirm these lows, I will be short in Tesla again. But what I want to show you on this daily chart is that we got this little bit of a push up off of this trend line and this Bollinger Band. So if we start to take out today's highs, those highs being around a price of 184.5, we potentially could have a little bounce back into the middle of the range, low 190s. And that's going to be plenty of opportunity for someone to get in there and take a trade. Now, you could go on a little 2 to 3 day rally here where we, start pushing up into the low 190s all the way up into those low 200s again. But again, we've been in this range for 2 months now, and we've seen what it does when it gets to the top of the range. Realistically, Tesla would need to start closing over its 50-day moving average for the buyers to actually really start to want to get in on this stock. So again, through today's lows, hopefully we get a little bit of a bounce here so we can make some money to the long side on a dead cat bounce. And hopefully next week, we just have a beautiful setup where we lose this week's lows below 177.50 and we take another nice short setup targeting, 170 and then 160s and then 140s, so forth and so forth. Again, you could be looking at a bounce here. We started to have a little bit of a rolling top that started on February the 27th. It had a little bit of a 4-day distribution followed by the flush yesterday, and now we're just getting that day 2 continuation of that flush. So if we get a day 3 again, will you have a little opportunity to scalp below today's lows? Sure, sure, but the last thing you want to do is get trapped going into the middle of the week, taking a short position through the lows and then having it snap back on you Thursday, Friday, right? So the realistic play that I like to see is let's start to get a little bit of a dead cat bounce to finish this week. And then next week, let's lose these lows and let's go ahead and attack it from both sides. With that being said, if you guys would like to trade with me each and every single day live and get access to all of my strategies and my lessons and my courses and one-on-one mentorship and trade with myself and the community each and every single day live, make sure you guys sign up. I have 2 spots available for the month of March. As soon as those spots are filled, it's a first come first serve basis. I'm going to take the enrollment down. That way it gives me enough time. Normally I like to space it out 2 to 3 weeks at a time before letting new people in, just due to the fact that sometimes it can get overwhelming and there's a lot of time that needs to get put in, especially with new traders who are trying to come over and learn my system and learn the way that I trade. But with that being said, I hope you guys all had a fantastic trading day today. Hope you guys made some cash. I will see all of you guys in the next video.